The video cut off that I was making, and I probably didn't post half the videos that I had made in the past, well, 24 hours or so. I was just getting excited about my solar return. There's a solar return coming for everybody if they manage to make it around the sun the whole 365 days. Somewhere you're going to have a solar return. Hits the exact placement of your sun. And that's where I was trying to explain. It's like a picture of the next, like your personal year. And yeah, it kind of gives you a lowdown on what your year could be, like the energies that you're working with for that entire year and the things that you'll be, like, the themes and stuff. So it's really interesting for me that I have Mars trine Jupiter, and then Venus is on my, um, Mercury is on my Venus. And that's just a couple of the things that I noticed. It was like, I don't like Mars in Cancer at all, but it does trine my Jupiter going backwards. See, and Jupiter going backwards in the place of self-undoing, I view, is not so detrimental as far as the house of self-undoing itself, the 12th house of Pisces, is very misunderstood, for one, right? Self-undoing, but that's a necessary thing. It's like, well, egoless is kind of maybe what I relate it to, and Pisces is a very in-depth sign when it comes to that kind of consciousness. It does rule the Christ conscious, I guess, but all have the capability of becoming. So really, Pisces is pointing at the the ocean, the ocean of all of existence possible, and so it's quite overwhelming. That's why it would be self-undoing for the individual. The Pisces is a lot of times they're very overwhelmed with the sense of it all in a small little drop there, and um, so yeah, they are very. It's just your privilege to know a Pisces in your life personally, because they're like an under the water creature or something, and it's like you have a rare friend there. Otherwise, they would be gone. See, if you have one coming around, it's like a spiritual omen. I'm not kidding. Um, so anyway, having said that, I want to find my glasses here and do a little bit of more of like, so where is Venus at? I know Venus is in Libra, but if I don't have my glasses on, unfortunately, I can't see. Yeah. Um, who's going to be the first person to sue the iPhone companies for destroying our lives and our eyes and all that stuff? Let me know. Is the money worth it? Yes, if you buy a bomb and obliterate Silicon Valley and whatever. Money is only good for that. What use are you? Oh, yes, I got money. Stupid. Back to Venus. By the time, let's say, I'm looking at my solar return. If you're interested, I'll do your solar return for some money. I have a PayPal and Cash App, and I don't know. Isn't um, astrology somewhat like unenlightening, something unenlightening to do, right? And but um, yes, see, there's where I've always said, and I've been saying this since the age 16, and I've learned astrology at about 14. But it's like this. It's like, well, it's pointing at the evolution of human consciousness. So once you're like fully conscious, getting back to the ocean over there, it's like, oh, there it is. Do you really need something there? I mean, it's all intact. Just everything is going into it. Just wait a minute, all wash into there. And um, so, in other words, you don't need these divining tools to start pointing at the entire existential possibility of the truth unfolding as anything and everything. You're super conscious, and you know all. You know it's all one. In fact, there's like this dream of the astrological like all of this in one. The little circle, and then it begins to just turn into mud, right? I mean, really, the ocean is like this bunch of sand, just muckety muck. But yeah, no, that's welcome to the entire universe. So what, but we don't see that as the outnumbering thing. So we're here to help the people that are outnumbering, which are the ones that are deeply unconscious. And so when you're unconscious, little tools like this, and even see another thing is like tarot, which is really interesting, because no, there's something to this place that we're at. We can't remain asleep for very long because if anything, you have an experience that wakes you up. But it's a synchronicity that isn't tragic. It doesn't have to be. It shouldn't be really to make you interested in the universe itself. For me, there's nothing better than music, really. It's like, wait a minute. If I do this right, it opens both hemispheres of your brain, and pretty soon, you're just grateful for the way that it has brought you into symmetry. Uh, yeah, and it's hard to explain, but because it explains itself. Um, Music is its own language, and it's its own intelligence. It's self-organizing intelligence, in fact, and it's offering up. Talk about an ocean of real life existential soup of like the creation of creation is right there. What is it? It's space. It's space in between the tones, like I was trying to tell you. That's what makes what music for real. And when you're using notes, but the real word is tone. Anyway, back to, yeah, let's look at where Venus is. In my solar return, I have see Mars trine Jupiter. This means that I might be super hyper spiritually refreshing. That's what the 10 Pisces says. It could be at 11, but it says 10 on my birthday, but Mars will be at 11, and that's as good as a conjunction. It's away from my Mars. It's not far enough away to not be square my Mars. So I have a Mars square Mars all year. And this can be transcended. See, I don't want a problem with men or man or the masculine or my masculine side. And since it's in Pisces, in Cancer, so this means I'll have a problem with a man that is highly emotionally sensitive, like more like emotionally available and intuitive and highly mothering, like to the point of ultra sensitive psychic. That's in general the description of Mars in Cancer. But if it's trining my Jupiter, this thing is going to want to it's going to probably billow, like offer a fanning of, well, it's more like a percolation because it's water. It's probably going to offer clarity, maybe more relief to how salty it is, I guess, if it's salty. Because it would be better for me to access my creative life. I keep talking about this, which is just, there's artists, that well, I would like to get a job, and let's look about what Shauna might do. See, there's Mercury on her Venus. It's at, now it's very close to 23. On my birthday, Venus, Mercury, and this month will be at, well, it's at 27 degrees. Now, ladies and gentlemen, no, I'm sorry, 26. On 26th of September, Mercury is at 29 degrees. It's kind of conjunct my Venus. It's like 4 degrees away, whatever that is, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 3 degrees away. It is a conjunction. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. on that day, this day, we're all going to experience the Mercury oppose Neptune now. And I have not been having a good time with Neptune opposing my Venus in the first place. But now I'm having this solar return that has this energy that I have to manage, that is the Mercury opposed Neptune in the sky. See, but it's involving my Venus. It's conjunct my Venus. Now, I've been making these videos during time of crisis, which that is kind of, you wouldn't know it. I mean, yes, you do. Actually, um, when Neptune, see, I just made another toothache video, and before it was squaring my Venus. I mean, sorry, opposing it. It was also that Jupiter was there. People were feeling it too. There was something in the air. It was Jupiter conjunct Neptune, and then that was opposing my Venus. That happened right smack dab on 23. Anyway, don't want to talk about a toothache or anything like that, but that's what the Neptunian thing kind of offers when it does a harsh square to something like your personal planets, you know. With Venus, it's well, it kind of fucks with your happiness a little bit. You know, you could be dreaming that you're happy, and you're not really. It's if you really take your rose-colored glasses off. You know, maybe like with me, yeah, it's very true. Every single thing has happened with that Neptune opposing my Venus. It's an opposition, so it's not a square. So it's actually, it's like I'm being enlivened, you know. There isn't, it's like, it could be either way. It's like, well, do you see the silver lining with all of the black clouds? Square, the square with Venus is so deceptive. It's like, yeah, you are a black cloud kind of a thing. But, see, that's, I imagine if you have it, if you're born with that, wow, you know, it gives you kind of a weird taste with love and spirituality and all that. Maybe you are like as off as everybody else. It could be a normal thing. You know, it is. You can see scenarios happening, and if you're astrologically aware, you can just think of what's happening, and it is. It's like these people are really. See, there's this, man. There's millions of people, right? And there's scenarios unfolding in front of your face. Like, look at the entertainment industry and the personalities there that really get into the whole thing with they can't get, and really they cannot get past the Leonian vibe, which is just the spotlight and act like a buoyant ego and party on and really just exaggerate and the spotlight, you know, and then, but then, you know, with those people, it's like they're like big babies. It's just a big babysitting service, right? We all know that about them. It rules children. It's just entertainment, and it's like, well, it's 9:45. You got to go to sleep, you know. And then they're like, okay, you're right. You know, I'm really tired anyway. And it's like these people are just kind of as deep as just the clown act. And then when you look behind, it's like they're sleeping. There's where we get into the fixed signs. You know, Scorpio is going to wake up that scene and says, "Excuse me, but we're having the after party and let the baby sleep." Oh, sorry. Um, Scorpio. That's if you want to know what it's like. It's like, well, do you remember Halloween? People lost what is going on with Halloween. It's like we have skeletons and witches and vampires and ghosts and put on that blood and yeah. What it really is, it's just it's like the truth of things. You know, look at it now. We're gonna have a better time doing that. Believe me. Believe me. The truth is, see, we take off the makeup. We look at the skeleton. Is that a genital? Oh my God. Yes, that's the entertainment we're talking about there. Getting over to the other fixed sign, which is so strange, is Aquarius. It's one of the last ones that says, babe, I have it lit up in a light bulb. Here, take your iPhone. There you are. Don't even have to go outside for your entertainment. You know, are you having fun yet? That's the question. See, what's overwhelming right now is, like I was trying to say beginning, who is going to be the first ones to take whatever this is to court, or to at least get it converted to stop frying us up. But it looks like, kids, Hi, Jesus, how am I doing? You're doing pretty good. If you can just do ventriloquism to the point of not really even noticing that you are doing it, but then move over to the side of the picture and let me pick your nose. God, that's so strange. Sorry, God. I forgot what I was even talking about. Not really. I'm going on 50 here, and it's not easy getting older, right? Here I am. But see, are we really getting older? Or are we being bombarded by radiation? Not just Elon Musk, babe. There's warfare going on forever on this plane. And like, think of Chernobyl or Fukushima, and we just forget about that. Well, it's been going on and on like that. And the rumor has it is that we've always lived really long. We actually lived until 600 to 1500 years. I feel that more. It's like, yeah, I know. It feels like that we by the time it's 175, we are at adolescence. I mean, we just got into our power. We are fucking fully mastered, but no, says she. Who is that? Nobody remembers. They're being fried by EMF waves that reduces our, say, generative value into something that is, it's, I mean, who is going to catch on to it? Who is going to catch on to it? Only who does. H, the WHO, babe, that's not a question, by the way. I was trying to really catch on to something. It's catching on to me. Will we come back after this particular full moon? The conjunction that happened that's going to last a month, let alone in between. Here I am going to have my birthday, and Neptune is going to be opposing Mercury now, and I am having a birthday. See what we would do. See, this means that I'm going to become a psychic medium, like the stuff that I'm going to be talking about. Babes, I have to throw that in the towel because I'm frightened now. Because the Venus opposed when it was opposing my Venus, I'm looking at, I'm having to forgive myself so much for being inaccurate and pathetic and a lot of stuff. See, Neptune causes, now if it's Neptune's still going backwards, which it is, and that's the only advantage that is good. We are in the moment of such clarity about all the deception in the world. Really, it's almost like we can understand Barbie doll here talking about it. As clear as a fucking military general from outer space, really. I'm like, and if you can't see it in front of your face right now, I don't know what to tell you people. Okay, so with the Mercury in Virgo, Mercury's at 29 degrees, man, that's a fucking competition saying, give me that spaghetti. Give me that ocean and let me filter it out. Is that amazing? There's all kinds of stuff. Is that, don't you hide in the Mariana Trench down there? Is that the weirdest fish I've ever seen? What is Virgo going to have to do with it? But really, it's like, because really, it's Pisces that we honor. You know, everybody's looking at Pisces saying, well, that's where we go. Toilet, river, whatever, it's going to the ocean. Yeah, I don't know what to tell anybody, but what a big deal that is. You think you're an ego or something, go over there and drop your little drop in the water. There's a fly there, and that's how you feel. You're just a fly. Did you get noticed by a god that wants to kill you? That's the deepest joke I've told out of the fucking 2,000 videos I've ever made. And it's time for you to get on X. What is X? See, the reason why I'm not on X is because somebody has not held my hand and said, come with me. Thank you. Hold on a minute. Here's X. Application. What's your password? Now, babe, I channel. I go in and out of it. Right now I'm doing comedy of too much stress for me. I'm going to hit some. Where's the escape? Scotty? Oh, yeah, that's right. What I do for pain is I entertain. And it's like, Shauna? It is just me. Boy, that explains that. Some days are better than others, you know what I mean? But I will set up a tier on my Patreon that will have actual songs that I would have masterfully played. But really, for now, we're doing comedy in my $5 slot. I don't know, babes. I'm practicing. When I start doing this, it's all going to collapse. See, I'm God saying, "Okay, money, support me."